This is an important point. When I was talking about this podcast where people from the New York Times were visiting all kinds of countries in the in Europe, and Italy and France, and actually what I really noticed there, that when they were interviewing people, I think that a lot of people, they how to say, they kind of questioned democracy as it worked in Europe. So a lot of people, they felt like their norms and values were no longer represented, because democracy was about, okay, everybody could have his own say in his own rights. But what about our rights? The people who felt that we are the majority, we are the people who were here first. And with people coming into Europe after Germany basically opened its borders, a lot of people say, okay, but what about our rights? They were not addressed at all. And that caused a lot of a very strong reaction against Europe. So this kind of neoliberalism that created a response, like in Italy, Salvini supporters were definitely talking about that, about mass immigration, and people feel, yeah, but what about Italians? I mean, what about our culture, and why do we have to adjust to them, and what have you done for us? I mean, basically, you create facilities for immigrants, but what are you doing for us? Nothing. Right? So they are against it. They feel, okay, so why do we need to, why are we only given and cannot get anything in return? So that is a very strong theme. It was the same thing in Poland, where somebody said that we are very democratic, but how democratic is it if the majority of the people want to live according to Catholic traditions? If the majority wants to have certain values, how come that we need to be tolerant of homosexuality and about these things, certain freedoms that they do not support in our country? This is the majority. If this is truly democratic, why do we have to accept this? So a lot of people in Europe are now, and also in England, it's basically, it's like, wait a minute. I mean, if it's really, and in Germany actually the FDA was the same thing. So if this is really democracy, why can't we say what we want? I mean, that's democracy, isn't it? And they are an ultra right. They're an extreme right political party, the third largest party in Germany. So that was everywhere. It's happening. So this is one of the big things that he's touching on, and I want to underline that basically this whole development, this whole movement of populism, it's what the people want, but people under our democratic system has not been addressed. They feel that, okay, but wait a minute, what we want, I mean, maybe it doesn't fit into the democratic ideas, but democracy in itself should represent what the majority wants. And what you are doing is not what we want.
You're talking about democracy. What does this mean?
It's a problem of democracy. It's a problem.
Usually they are talking about nationalism, okay?
Right.
Nationalism more focus on their own nation.
Right.
Sovereignty.
Right.
Instead of immigration.
Right.
But what's relating democracy are you talking about?
No, democracy, if the majority of the people wants nationalistic policies, if the majority of the people don't want to have LGBT or people from the same sex marrying each other, for example, that is seen as traditional. It's seen as, okay, this is not a liberal, so it doesn't fit into our system. and it doesn't fit within Europe. Europe is all about that. So they have an open borders, freedom for all, freedom of movement. But we don't want that. We want to keep our own traditions, our own values. We are a Catholic country, they say.
This is nationalism.
It is nationalism, but it's also about our own traditional values. And they say, this is a democracy. If this is really a democracy, we don't want it. So why do we have to accept it? We don't want immigrants. We don't want LGBT. We don't want these things. We want to keep our traditions, our culture.
This is nationalism.
But no, but don't you agree? No, don't you agree? Yes, it's nationalism.
No, the simple question: why you say democracy?
Because it is these are nationalistic feelings, right? Why doesn't democracy support it? Because how do you get what you want through a democratic system? But a democratic system doesn't allow us to be nationalistic.
So the problem on how democracy works is whether the system is undermined or the situation is making democracy a little bit working wrong.
It doesn't work for the people, for the incumbent people, to say, okay, we don't want this. They are forced to accept LGBT rights. They are forced to accept equal opportunities. They are forced to accept foreigners coming into their country, and
so something undermines the democratic system, or the situation is changing as democracy doesn't work.
Right. So our democratic system is basically very inclusive, and it tries to give a place to everyone. But they say, well, we don't want everyone. We want to have the majority of people, they want to be represented, and if the majority of people doesn't want to include all these people at the outskirts of our society, because they are basically, we feel threatened by them, and this is also globalization, then we don't want to deal with that. And why doesn't our democracy give us...
One example, simple question is, Japan never accept overseas people into Japan, right?
Right.
But Japan is a democratic country, right?
Yes.
So my question is, why you're talking about democracy? Like LGBT or immigration, Japan reject everything, right? But still they are a democratic country. What?
Yeah.
So why you're talking about democracy is
but
threat,
our democracy
threat.
But our democracy in Europe, our democracy in the US has already accepted these things. I mean, this is already past station.
Japan is not accepted.
Not accepted, no.
But this is Japan is democratic country, right?
Yeah.
But why talking about democracy is threat under the current situation?
People feel threatened. People feel that they're no longer in control. People feel that they foreigners coming into their country. People feel that that they are losing their jobs through globalization, through technological development, and nobody's taking care of them.
Yeah, this is I'm talking about. You're also talking about nationalism, right? Not democracy.
It is nationalism, but nationalism is not a system. Nationalism is the
nationalism. Okay, say the other way around. Nationalism under democracy.
Yeah. No,
globalism under democracy.
Exactly. So, but nationalism was not a political movement. It was liberalism versus conservatism, left wing versus right wing. Now it's nationalism versus globalism. That is the new movement. So we have always been going between left and right, but now we are going between forward and backward. And the backward movement is gaining momentum. Still, I mean, the number of people who voted against the Europe is only 25%. A large majority is actually voted for keeping Europe. So all the political comments, everybody's focusing on Brexit and focusing on the right-wing movement of the Marine Le Pen and the Four-Star Movement and all these. They are making the headlines, but the majority of the people voted in favor of Europe. of going forward about globalism. But a lot of people, they are now conservatism. But in our political system, we have difficulty in making this to adjust to the new reality from left to right to forward backward.
So the concern, the people wants, people doesn't want something for the immigrant
Right.
LGBT, but the democracy doesn't allow the people not to accept.
Right. Yeah. So,
So-
they basically they don't want foreigners in here, and why can't I say that I don't want foreigners in my country? This is the majority. If the majority decides, if the majority wants, what kind of democracy is it if I can't be honest about what I want? I mean, now what you have is that, like in the whole of Europe, everybody no party says out loud that we want to get out of Europe. During the European elections, only England, they are explicit about Brexit, about wanting to exit European Union. Any of the other parties, like the Marine Le Pen and about the Italian party,
But Salvini, Marine Le Pen against the EU.
yes, but they are not saying we want to get out. No, they want to change the EU from within.
Really?
So yes, they don't say we want to get out of the European Union. They say we want to change the European Union. We don't want this. We don't want that. We want more local autonomy, more nationalism, and less European influence.
Marine Le Pen is against the EU, is it?
Yes, but she doesn't want out.
Really?
No, she doesn't want out.
So the possible approach to the solution to make things right is they want to bring back some tradition or the right democracy, or they want
Right, so
something
they
new.
want local autonomy and all these things. I think maybe honestly, Marine Le Pen maybe wants to get out of the EU, but she knows that there is no majority for that to be found. So nobody wants to be in a situation where England is at the moment. None of the European countries want that. So they.
You mean not decided?
So, but none of the parties in Europe has made an exit from the EU.
Right.
Their statement.
Maybe.
But I mean, it's the same like Adolf Hitler, right? He came to power, elected democratically, but basically he was anti-democratic. So this is the same situation. So people vote for Marine Le Pen. She comes in the European Parliament, but basically she doesn't want to be. She doesn't want her country to be in that parliament. So the parliament facilitates her to be elected to do something, actually to kill it from within.
But I understand they don't like immigration because Islam, okay? Islam cannot accept democracy,
Well,
right?
I think everybody has difficulty with democracy as soon as it doesn't fit their own ideas.
No, I mean Quran. They don't accept democracy. Quran.
You write Quran, but you say Quran.
Right? They don't accept each other.
Well, I don't think there is something like, well, we don't accept democracy, but they are not very democratic.
So that means you say against anti-democracy is
I
prevailing.
mean, basically, people are not made equal in Islam.
So this means what you said against democracy, I understandable. I'm understandable, right? I understand what's the kind of tendency.
Anti-democratic.